Alex, great to see you. I see your training as always. You're, one of the most disciplined fighters, if not the most disciplined, so that's why you're so great. But look, obviously there's a lot of talk about this next fight in Egypt at the pyramids. I think it's going to be a crazy spectacle against Rico Verhoeven. What are you expecting?
Listen, Mike, I'm not expecting because I training.
Usyk, we know that you've been fighting, the best of the best, for some years now. But this fight is more like a fun fight, as the people would say. How do you stay motivated, or how do you motivate yourself to going into this fight?
For me, it's a real fight. Yes, Rico not a good boxer, but it's okay, fun fight, no problem. But I want a next fight with who winner, Daniel Dubois and maybe.
He's got his fight in Egypt against the kickboxer. After that, he has to defend his WBC title against Ajit Kabayel, who's been very patient and he's been active. Fought early, as I said earlier, in January. He has to have that fight. He has to do that fight. If he doesn't do it, then he has to vacate the title or he'll be stripped. And then he can fight one of those guys. Not a problem. They're with us. We can make these fights happen. But the most important thing he needs to focus on, he's got to defend that BC title against Kabayel.
What do you think, though, Frank? You must have a view on Usyk fighting a kickboxer.
What do I think?
Yeah.
I don't like all that stuff. I mean, I'm not a big fan of all that stuff,
But from the WBC point of view, Kabayel's been sitting in the wings, deserves his shot.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah.
He should have been fighting Kabayel.
But you put Fury in with Ngannou.
Yeah, I did put him in.
So
with
you've
Ngannou.
indulged in it.
Sorry?
You've indulged in it.
I've indulged in something where some serious money was offered for a fight.
Usyk snapped like never before. Rico Verhoeven just triggered a reaction nobody saw coming. Could this out-of-control moment cost Usyk everything in the ring? Will he recover or lose it all?
Well, that'd be wild, wouldn't it? I think Rico's gonna have to boot him in the leg or something though. If he wants to get any sort of advantage over him, no one can beat Usyk in a boxing fight. I don't care who you are. No one on this place, he's the best heavyweight on this planet, and he's the best heavyweight of his era. If guys like Tyson Fury and Joshua can't put a dent in him, no one's going to be able to put a dent in him, I'm afraid. So yeah, Rico will have to throw a few leg kicks if he wants to get one over on him there. But again, Rico's a legend of kickboxing. Guys like that who have paved the way in kickboxing and have been the goats of their generation, they deserve to get these paydays and these sort of chances to showcase what they can do and just to promote themselves and to get some big money and stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice to see.
The combat sports scene is buzzing after the announcement of the clash between reigning boxing champ Oleksandr Usyk and kickboxing king Rico Verhoeven. This matchup puts two dominant champions from completely different striking worlds head-to-head. Right away, the fight sparked reactions from fighters and fans across all combat sports. Now, Oleksandr Usyk has started sharing his thoughts on the showdown. What happens when one of boxing's best steps into the ring against the top kickboxer in the world? Let's break it down and see what this historic fight could deliver.
Frank, Oleksandr Usyk's revealed his final 3 fights end with the winner of Wardley Dubois and then Tyson Fury. Are you aware of the plans? I mean, are the wheels in motion for those 2 fights to come to fruition?
No conversations have been had regarding them. Let me tell you, he's got his fight in Egypt against the kickboxer. After that, he has to defend his WBC title against Ajit Kabayel, who's been very patient and he's been active. Fought early, as I said earlier, in January. He has to have that fight. He has to do that fight. If he doesn't do it, then he has to vacate the title or he'll be stripped. And then he can fight one of those guys. Not a problem. They're with us. We can make these fights happen. But the most important thing he needs to focus on, he's got to defend that BC title against
Usyk's comments about the upcoming fight with Rico Verhoeven made it clear he treats every matchup seriously. Once he's in the ring, every fight is a real battle for him. He accepted this challenge knowing that Verhoeven doesn't have complete boxing experience and expects it to be manageable. Usyk also wants to stay active, expressing interest in fighting again soon. He mentioned he's keeping a close eye on the winner of Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley and hopes to face them next, showing that even while focused on Verhoeven, he's planning his future fights carefully.
Usyk, we know that you've been fighting, the best of the best, for some years now. But this fight is more like a fun fight, as the people would say. How do you stay motivated, or how do you motivate yourself to going into this fight?
For me, it's a real fight. Yes, Rico not a good boxer, but it's okay, fun fight, no problem. But I wanna next fight with who winner, Daniel Dubois and maybe Wardley.
Continuing with the topic, Usyk shared his excitement about the fight's incredible location against Verhoeven, after already headlining huge arenas and stadiums in his career. He called stepping into the ring at the legendary pyramids of Giza another unforgettable chapter in his journey. Usyk said the idea immediately blew him away, especially since it will be his first time in Egypt, making it even more special. He added that experiences like this are what make his career unique, getting to fight in historic, iconic places all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, look, Alex, you've been in so many big fights at this point. You had 2 fights with Tyson Fury. You fought in a stadium in Poland. You sold out Wembley Stadium. What is it going to be like to fight at the pyramids of Egypt? I mean, to me, it's going to be a crazy experience.
Yes, listen, it's yes, crazy experience. It's my collection. It's a different country when I have fight.
I mean, when you were first told about that, what was your reaction? Like, hey, Alexander, you're going to fight at the pyramids.
Oh, listen, I think, oh yes, it's a great idea because I never was Egypt, but it's will be my first time.
When asked about his place among Ukraine's top fighters over the past 20 years, Usyk stayed humble. He said he doesn't chase personal glory or aim to be remembered as the greatest. His main focus is helping his country and supporting boxers still living in Ukraine. He recognized the challenges boxing faces because of the ongoing war and said his success comes from the talents he's been given, which he tries to use well. Every fight, he added, is a chance to honor his roots and inspire the next generation of Ukrainian fighters.
You're in that great wave of Ukrainian fighters, and Ukraine in the last 20 years has produced so many, extraordinarily top-level fighters, right? Like the elite of the elite. Is that something, I know you're not, you don't like to brag, and I'm not asking you to be immodest, but is that something that you are competitive about, that you guys are competitive about? Would you like to be remembered as the greatest Ukrainian fighter of all time? There's a lot of competition, but is that something you ever think about?
I not think about this. For me, first time now it's help my country and boxer who now live in Ukraine and help grow. It's amateur federation because now we have problem because war. I not think about I'm great and blah blah blah. Listen, God give me a gift, I do it.
Building on his focus on representing Ukraine, Usyk looked back at his goals in the heavyweight scene. He said part of the reason he talked about Deontay Wilder came from that era of giants, Joshua, Fury, and Wilder, while he was still at cruiserweight. Beating Wilder would have been like closing the chapter on that generation, but nothing ever came together. Now, all his focus is on the upcoming showdown with Verhoeven.
What made you... you were talking about Deontay Wilder not that long ago, and it seemed to the world, seemed to me at least, that one of the reasons you did is because there was this era of heavyweights with Joshua and Fury and Wilder, and you were at cruiserweight at the time, and were you to beat Wilder, you would have kind of completed the cycle, beaten all the heavyweights from that era. Is that what motivated you to talk Deontay Wilder?
Yes, but we don't speak, we don't speak about fight with Deontay. Yeah, we speak about fight, but we didn't agree.
Looking at Usyk's next moves, promoter Frank Warren shared his take on the fighter's roadmap. He confirmed that while Usyk has mentioned facing the winner of Dubois versus Wardley and maybe taking on Tyson Fury afterward, nothing official has been set. Warren stressed that Usyk's main focus is defending his WBC belt against Ajit Kabyal, who's been ready and active all year. First, he has his fight in Egypt against the kickboxer, Warren said. After that, we can work on the bigger matchups. Only once he defends the title can these high-profile fights really happen.
Frank, Oleksandr Usyk's revealed his final 3 fights end with the winner of Wardley Dubois and then Tyson Fury. Are you aware of the plans? I mean, are the wheels in motion for those 2 fights to come to fruition?
No conversations have been had regarding them. Let me tell you, he's got his fight in Egypt against the kickboxer. After that, he has to defend his WBC title against Ajit Kabyal, who's been very patient and has been active. Fought early, as I said earlier, in January. He has to have that fight. He has to do that fight. If he doesn't do it, then he has to vacate the title or he'll be stripped. And then he can fight one of those guys. Not a problem. They're with us. We can make these fights happen. But the most important thing he needs to focus on, he's got to defend that BC title against Kabyal.
When asked about Usyk facing a kickboxer, Warren admitted he isn't fully on board with the idea. He pointed out that from the WBCS side, Kabyal has been waiting his turn and deserves a shot. Warren said Usyk should have faced Kabyal first, but understood why he took this fight. It brings huge money, and he admitted it's an exciting matchup fans will talk about.
What do you think, though, Frank? You must have a view on Usyk fighting a kickboxer.
What do I think?
Yeah.
I don't like all that stuff. I mean, I'm not a big fan of all that stuff,
But from a WBC point of view, Kabyal's been sitting in the wings, deserves his shot.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah.
He should have been fighting Kabyal.
But you put Fury in with Ngannou.
Yeah, I did put him in.
So you've
Ngannou.
indulged in it.
Sorry?
You've indulged in it.
I've indulged in something where some serious money was offered for a fight for a lot of money. And as I said at the time, it would be exciting, and it was.
As Usyk gears up for his clash at the Pyramids of Giza, former world champ Johnny Nelson shared his thoughts. He said that while some doubt a kickboxer going for a world title, Usyk has already crushed every challenge and proven he's the best. Nelson added that unlike Fury or Joshua, Usyk isn't set financially, so he needs smart moves to make the most of his chances. This fight, he said, is exciting, brings intrigue and guarantees a big payday, letting Usyk cash in on his star power.
But the big thing here is, when they fight in the Pyramids of Giza, the big question I've got to ask you is, would you have accepted someone from kickboxing fighting you for your world title while you were holding it, with him never having competed at that level?
Well, you've got to look at Oleksandr, what he's done. He's wiped the floor with everybody. He's established himself at the top there. So now you look at him and you'll think, financially, will he be in a better position than Tyson Fury? No, not in my opinion. Anthony Joshua? No, not in my opinion. The big money fights aren't out there for him, so he's got to do something. He's got to put himself in a position where he's got to win, because he's proved he's top draw. So in this fight here, I think it creates interest, intrigue. I'm quite sure there's a healthy pay packet at the end of it. This is now business for him. This is now because he's thinking, I've proved it all to you, so I've got to make as much as I can. Because remember, the talk was Deontay Wilder for a short while because he wants to get all the scalps. He wants to look at the biggest names out there with the least amount.
Gareth A. Davies offered a very different take from Nelson on Usyk facing a kickboxer. He argued that while the matchup could be thrilling, it's not the same as a true legacy fight. Davies highlighted Deontay Wilder, who defended his WBC belt 10 or 11 times, battled Tyson Fury in a massive trilogy, and is statistically one of the hardest punchers in heavyweight history. Compared to that, Verhoeven has never boxed professionally, making this a totally different kind of test. Looking ahead to the main event at the Pyramids of Giza on May 23rd, Davies questioned the fight's legitimacy. He admitted the spectacle, huge crowd, and breathtaking location are incredible, but wondered if the WBC title really belongs on the line. He said Usyk deserves a memorable first-time experience in Egypt. Still, Davies felt the sanctioning body risks its credibility by putting the belt at stake, making money seem more important than the sport itself. Adding to the conversation, Ariel Helwani shared a fan's perspective on Usyk vs Verhoeven. He noted that MMA and kickboxing fans are more united and respectful, but the boxing world hasn't given Verhoeven his due. Helwani didn't suggest Verhoeven could beat Usyk, the pound-for-pound king and top heavyweight of his era, but he was surprised by how many treat the kickboxer like he's unknown. Meanwhile, Showbiz the Adult explained why Usyk is taking Verhoeven as a tune-up. Top names like Wardley or Wilder weren't available, so Usyk asked the WBC for a warm-up fight, which was approved. Choosing a knockout artist like Verhoeven might raise eyebrows, but Usyk has always admired martial arts and MMA. Facing a fighter with real finishing power fits his mindset, challenge himself and push limits. Showbiz added that at this stage, both in their mid to late 30s, the fight is about putting on a show, getting a payday, and enjoying the moment before Usyk moves on to his next elite target. So who's taking the crown? Will Usyk dominate or will Verhoeven shock the world? Share your predictions in the comments and hit subscribe for non-stop fight updates. We need your take on this epic battle unfolding at the legendary Pyramids of Giza. This video is for informational and educational purposes only, created to update and engage boxing fans. All content follows YouTube's policies and fair use guidelines. We've made this video unique and more informative using AI assistance to summarize and present the content clearly. No copyright infringement is intended. All clips, images, or references are used to educate and entertain the audience.